How do you feel? Do you feel completely unsafe and uneasy? What's going through your mind as someone living so close to it right now?
We wanted to, like, we were texting yesterday and I had a completely different answer for you.
Really?
But today, like yesterday, I would tell you we're positive, everything is going to be great. Like, it's hard, but we're going good. But right now, hmm.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my interview series, my podcast, where I interview people about their situations, their lives, and their stories. Today's interview is with a person named Anna. Anna currently lives in the Ukraine, currently, right now, in this very turbulent moment. And we had this podcast scheduled for some point in the coming weeks, but because of how much everything has escalated, she really wanted to get on camera, to get on, a microphone and tell her story, tell me what's currently happening in Ukraine, telling me how she feels, how everything actually is from her point of view. And I felt that it was incredibly necessary to do this as quickly and timely as possible. So that's what you're about to hear. And I don't want an incredibly long intro. I just want to let you know that this is devastating. This is horrible. War is a win for absolutely nobody. And it is heartbreaking to hear how she feels and what she is going through. You can see it on her face. You can hear it in her words. She is terrified, as I would assume most people in Ukraine are right now. And although at times her words can feel very harsh, she's coming from a place of fear. She's coming from a place of desperation and vulnerability, and definitely keep that in mind when hearing her story and her point of view on this. I think it's also important to remember, and I was getting a bunch of DMs from people in Russia themselves saying that Russia going to war with Ukraine does not mean that the people within Russia want war. All of my DMs were quite the contrast, as I would assume. I don't think anybody wants to participate in war. I don't think anybody really wants violence. So that's also very important to remember here, is that a leader or leadership does not define the people beneath it, especially an oppressive leadership, especially a dictatorship. So just keep that in mind as you're educating yourself and as you're listening moving forward. So I hope you find this interesting. I hope you find this educational. I hope you take away something from this, and please enjoy my conversation with Anna. Okay, well, again, thank you for doing this. Like, I can't
Thank you.
imagine what you're feeling or going through right now, but
Yeah,
I just appreciate you doing this.
me too.
Hello, and welcome back. Today, I'm here with a very important guest, and we really pulled this together quickly because it is a very important issue. It is a very important topic right now that I want to learn about. I think the world needs to hear about. So could you do me a favor and introduce yourself to the audience, Anastasia?
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm Anna. I'm from Ukraine. I'm actually from the west of Ukraine and I'm 22. I'm originally from a west city, which is called Ivano-Frankivsk. It's actually a great city, but right now I'm living in Chernihiv. It's another main city of the state. And basically, I was born Ukrainian in the Ukrainian family, Ukrainian speaking family. And I was born in this kind of society where we love our country and we do everything for that. So it's just like, for a little context, it's important.
Yeah. Can you tell me, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about Ukraine. I could you just tell me a little bit about what life was like growing up in the Ukraine before we get into,
Yeah,
what it's like now?
it's actually pretty easy. Like, a lot of people think that we live horribly in Ukraine. And let me tell you, it's not true. Like, we do have some cities who live like worse than others and stuff, some other stuff, right? I'm sorry, I can be like a little bit anxious, so yeah,
No, it's okay.
it
No
can
worries.
happen. And on the west it's much better than on the east, let's say it like that, because like we have a different architecture, we're closer to Europe, and for example we had some better products than like some other cities had. But basically the whole Ukraine is a pretty great country, and we live, especially after 2014, we live much better than we lived before, because let's be honest, we were the part of the USSR, the part of the Soviet Union. And the thing is that Soviet Union tried to destroy everything Ukrainian that we had here. But I was lucky. I was born in the West and we didn't have the thing. So as I told before, I was born and I was raised as a person who loves her country, who knows what her country is, who knows what we are doing. And but like other regions, they didn't have that. For example, I have friends from Donbass, right? Or I have friends from the east of Ukraine, and they said that like they were never taught to love their country, but we were. But again, they weren't, just because of the impact that Russia had on the east states, right? So this is why that happened. And but still, we lived pretty much like perfectly, even. I'm not sure if I can say it like that, but yeah, like I had a great life until now, I guess. I don't know.
What
I'm not sure yet.
what was like more specifically, even so, like what I because again, the culturally it's so different from the United States, and I would assume it's pretty different from like my childhood. So you like, what were some of your favorite childhood activities? What's your family
Oh,
like?
my family is actually just my mom.
Okay,
Because
great.
like I had a dad, but they divorced because he wasn't a great dad. So yeah. And I was going to school a little bit later, like I guess like on my third year at the university, I understood that I had a really good school, because like I thought it was just like pretty general, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was like pretty simple, but it actually was a pretty good school. That's where I basically learned English, and then I got like a bachelor's degree in English. So yeah.
Amazing.
And what we did, like the simple things, we were going outside. We were just like, when we were children, we were watching TVs, watching YouTube. Like I don't think that like a lot of experience really changes depending on like the USA and Ukraine. Well, when we talk about childhood, like we all
Yeah.
had parents, right? We all had like some activities outside on the streets, right? We were playing some games, we were playing computer games, we were watching like the same stuff, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm the
yeah.
great example of that, because I was watching your videos, and I think that people who are my age, they were also doing that like in Europe or the USA, right? So yeah, it
It's
was pretty simple.
yeah, it's wild. I always, you just forget that anything you upload to the internet can be seen by absolutely anyone. So to
Yeah,
to hear
yeah,
before the call, we were talking about you watching my coming out video, and I'm like,
yeah,
it blows my mind,
yeah.
even years and years later, that it reached so many different people across so many different countries and languages and cultures, and it's just my little brain cannot comprehend it one bit.
Yeah, but it happens. Now you know that.
So, I mean, let's get on the topic of today, because,
Mm-hmm.
we were planning to do this conversation before everything
Mm-hmm.
escalated. And last night we were messaging of just like, bombs have been dropped.
Yeah.
It is occurring. It is happening. The thing that honestly, a lot of people, a lot of my friends, a lot of people in America were almost like pushing it aside, being like, oh no, it won't
Mm-hmm.
happen. It'll never,
Yeah.
it won't happen. Why are you guys worrying about that? I'm like, I don't know. He feel like Putin and Russia feel very serious and very threatening. And although I can't understand it, it seems like it could happen. So could you, before we even talk about how you're feeling right
Mm-hmm.
now, is there any way you could give a quick breakdown on how we got here over the
Yeah.
last like decade? Because the last
Yeah,
decade
it's
has been
actually what I
pivotal.
wanted to talk to you about, because it's very important. I want people to hear that. So as I said, like up to 2014, we were pretty close to the USSR, right? I say USSR because Russia still is there. Like, let's be honest here. And so the thing is that in 2014, we had Maidan. And it was the best thing that happened to this country. And if you ask any Ukrainian, like they would tell you the same thing. What was it? Like, quick context. We wanted to go to the European Union, but Russia didn't want us to. And we had a horrible president whose name was Viktor Yanukovych. And he said that, you know what, we're not going to Europe, we're going to Russia. And people were like, no, we're not going to Russia. And they went outside, they went on the streets, and they died for that. Because if people don't know that, and I really want them to know that, we went outside, we were bitten, we were like, gas, like there was gas, people were dying. I remember I was little, I was at school, I was watching it, and like I still feel it, like right here when I talk about it, because it was horrible. like we never thought that they would kill people, but they did. They shoot people on the streets. And if you want, like anyone, you can go to Netflix and you can watch Winter on Fire. It's like a documentary on Maidan, and it actually explains a lot, and it's really good.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
And
okay.
yeah, so up to that point, we were like pretty bad, but like after that, everything was getting much better. And exactly at that point, so just like a little bit of dates, right? From 18th to 20th February of 2014, 100, a little bit more than 100 people were shot on the streets of Kiev because of like Yanukovych. And on 20th, oh, I'm sorry, my cat just fell
It's
off.
okay. It's okay. Again, like, yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah,
This is
she was just,
reality.
like, sitting right here, and then she fell, and that's it. I'm sorry. Yeah, so up to that point, Yanukovych, like, he left. He just ran away. It was pretty funny because he knew people would probably kill him for what he did, because he killed people. These were young boys mostly. Like, I knew one of them. He was like 18, maybe 19.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and on 20th, Russia invaded Crimea. And if someone says that Crimea wanted to go to Russia, they're wrong, because they didn't.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty important context. And then a little bit later, they invaded Donbass. And I would like you and other people not to use like the expression that war started now, because it didn't start now. Definitely. It started 8 years ago. And everyone who says that that's not right, they're wrong, because it started 8 years ago. A lot of people died, and like dying right now. And these are the same people who are like right now defending our country. So yeah, that's how we got here. We didn't want to go to Russia. That's it. We just didn't want to go back to USSR. We didn't want to go back to Belarus, to Russia, to all this like stupid union. And Putin decided to, how to say it, punish us for this. Yes. I guess. Yeah.
And that's what it does feel like. That it feels, for the lack of like a better term, it feels like he's bullying you. It feels like it feels like he's taking advantage of you with absolutely no right to do so. And although I don't fully know the history, it does seem like he has no right to do this. There's like, in what, you know what I mean? Like in what?
It's actually pretty funny, because 2 or 3 days ago, he posted this video, which he started with the words like, "So I want to start with the words that actually Ukraine was built by Russia." And this is so, like, I want to say the F word, but I'm not going to, this is so stupid, because Moscow wasn't even here when we started building our cities. And like our country was actually bullied by Russian Empire for centuries. And if anyone just opens up the internet and checks it, it checks out. Like, we were bullied by Russians a lot, all the time. We had wars with them. They were punishing us for God knows what. They were killing our people all the time. They were enslaving our people. Like, for example, one of our main poets, he was enslaved. And this is like a big part of his word. He was enslaved by Russia. And like, we were like that all the time. And now when we said like that we don't want to do that, even though like in 1991, when we got our independence from USSR, even like after that, they were still influencing us, because, like all the main power was still like kind of Russian or pro-Russian, but after 2014, it wasn't anymore. So yeah.
So even though, Ukraine gained its independence and everything has been moving towards more of like a modernization of the country, even past 2013, everything, has it always, your entire life at the very least, has it always just felt like there's like a shadow? Like, have you always just felt like something bad could happen at any time?
Yeah. Basically, I'm not sure whether people from the East can say that, because I actually never asked them like about exactly this. But yeah, I think we all knew that one day something will happen. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just checking the news.
No,
I'm
it's
trying to.
okay. Yeah, do your thing.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think we all knew that this was going to happen. We all knew, like, right from the beginning of Putin, we all knew that something was going to happen. And, like in 2014,
Hmm.
we actually, like, we didn't have anything basically because we gave up our nuclear weapons and most of the weapons because of like Budapest Memorandum, if I'm not mistaken. And then, like, when they got into Donbass, we had nothing. People were fighting with bare hands
Wow.
and they still kept it. And
Wow.
now he's doing this. So, yeah, we grew a lot in this 8 years. But
But this is yeah,
I can tell you news like right now. Do you know about Chernobyl?
I have been seeing it trending. And I
Yeah, so basically they got it.
oh oh my God. That it's so unfathomable right now. Like I was texting all of my friends about this of just like it makes no sense to my brain that this is like occurring right now and it's occurring. I've just never experienced this really in my lifetime, so I can't imagine again how close you are to it. And do you like how do you feel? Do you feel completely unsafe and uneasy? What's going through your mind as someone living so close to it right now?
We wanted to, like, we were texting yesterday and I had a completely different answer for you.
Really?
But today, like yesterday, I would tell you we're positive, everything is going to be great. Like it's hard, but we're going good. But right now, like I mean, I woke up today just because I just like I woke up, like it was 5:30 or 6 a.m. I'm not sure. And then I saw, like, I heard a notification and I knew something was going on. And then I just like took my phone and I saw that Kiev is bombing and like other cities. And it was horrible. I remember I was like, okay, we're going to get through that. This was like my first thought, but I was like shaking like this.
Hmm.
And I don't know, like I'm really afraid of what's going to happen, especially with Chernobyl nuclear plant, because let's be honest, Russians, they don't have like any sane mind right now. I think so. And if they ever do something with the Chernobyl nuclear plant, we're all dead. Like we're all dead. Not Ukraine. Like we're all dead because like if anyone watched Chernobyl, right, from HBO, you know what I'm talking about. It can happen again, but it doesn't mean that people would do the same thing. And like if they do something to it, I don't know. So right now I'm just like it's a feeling of complete fear. And at the same time, I just really believe our forces, you know, because this is the only thing I can do right now. We were like donating money, we're doing whatever we can, but basically just trust soldiers and that's it, because this is the only thing that we can do. We can like try to keep ourselves safe, but I don't know. Maybe we can't. I'm not sure.
It's an unfathomable thing to think that a nuclear attack could occur in modern day. It feels so archaic, but it clearly nuclear weapons do exist, and I don't think some people even fully understand, like you said.
Why do they exist if they don't want them to use them? Like this is like
Kind
a
of,
very
yeah,
like it's a very hard question, but
yeah.
basically like they still do have them. And I heard Putin saying that like like when we go to war and someone tries to stop us, we still have nuclear weapons, so there will be no survivors and no winners. Yeah, exactly.
He's
Like
unhinged. I
yeah.
don't think people realize that. They're like, he would never do that because it's going to hurt his country and his people and his infrastructure in the long run. I'm like, I don't think you realize someone who is completely unhinged from reality and just wants nothing but to win or wants more power will do anything no matter the consequences. And I don't think people are giving him enough credit for how much he's lost his mind if he ever even had it.
um, you know, I'm going to tell you something, and if you want, you can cut it
Okay.
later because this is like my pretty harsh opinion, to be honest. But like, it's all over the Twitter, at least Ukrainian Twitter. I mean, so yeah, I know that people feel the same. Everyone who says that it's just the Putin's fault, no, it's not. It's Russians' fault because they don't do anything with that. They have Putin for what, like 20 years now? Maybe a little less, but like they do nothing about it. I mean, like we had Yanukovych and we did something with that, you know? We were killed when we were having like pots on our heads because during Maidan, he wanted to stop it. And he said that no one can wear anything that can protect them from like something close to military. And people were wearing pots, like literal pots, right? So we were like doing everything we can to like change the power, change the government, change like at least something. And now it's been like what, 14 hours of Ukraine being bombed and Russians do nothing. Like they are killing us, you know, and they don't go outside on the streets and stuff. And I know that a lot of people would say, oh, they are afraid. Yeah, I get it. But like, are we not? I mean, they're afraid that they will go to jail. Really? Are you not afraid of living with that man for a whole life? Seriously? I mean, like he's putting you in jail for Instagram posts. He's putting you in jail. Like it's such a big thing. He's not just bullying us. He's bullying you too. He's putting you in jail for protests. Is this like, okay? No, it's not. But
fear
we have
is
nothing.
Fear is such a powerful tactic that I fully validate what you're saying, but I have no idea what it would be like to be in like a deeply oppressive society for so long. Because like you said, I mean, I was looking at the news this morning, all of the anti-war protesters in Russia were getting arrested. And I'm like, what's going to happen to those people once they're arrested? That's
Probably that's the same thing that happened to our guys who were arrested, you know. That's why I like to say that I have a right to say that, because we already went through it. We know what can happen. We had the same government. They were just like, our Yanukovych was just like, you know, a little bit less than Putin right now, but still, it was the same.
Yeah.
And like, we know what that is. And we still did something. And I'm just really sorry, I guess, for Russians, because, you know, they are going to live with that. That's the first thing. Second thing is that this is their sons and husbands and parents dying here. Because let's be honest, they will die. They're already dying. And this is someone's relatives. And at the same time, if he wins this, they will never live normally. Like never. So it's not just about us, you know. That's what I want to say. It's not just about us. It's not just about like Ukraine. It's about everyone, including Europe, because like if he gets Ukraine, he will get Europe too. Like, I mean,
what's stopping him to go for more, you know?
Exactly. He will not maybe get Europe, but I mean, like, he will go like further. He doesn't just want us. He already said that he wants like some previous countries from previous agreements, like historical and stuff. Yeah, he will want to get them too. He will want Romania, Lithuania, Latvia. He will want all of these countries. And what are you going to do next?
And that's why I think it's important that NATO's, you know, acts on this in whatever. I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know foreign policy. I'm not going to pretend like I know anything. But I do feel like you're right. It does set a dangerous precedent to do nothing, because then you allow the bad guy to win. You almost in a weird way are allowing like a child who's throwing a tantrum. Horrible analogy, but like to get what they want, and who knows what they'll do next after that. So it is like,
no one.
What I guess what do you hope the world does in response, but also what do you hope, like, you know, Russia does in response, in terms of like not Russia that's attacking like the people within Russia that are against war and are against this occurring?
Well, about people in Russia, I want them to go outside. We know what that is. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's not that bad, but I mean, like, we survived that, and you will too. I know we lost some guys, but at least it was worth it, you know, because like we got normal life. And well, maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe it's not like the right thing to say, but
I know
I
what
mean,
you
like,
mean, yeah.
it got better. It got a lot better. And the thing is that if they do nothing, they're not going to get it at all. Like all of their government is just like the same thing as Putin, maybe a little less unhinged, but still, like they are not going to get a good life. And what I want from Europe or NATO or like USA, I want them to like really sanction him, because for now, like it's 7:13 p.m. for us, and basically nothing happened. They did
Mm-hmm.
nothing. Like there was something, but like it didn't really help. And also like one of the main things that we want to do is to turn off Swift for them, because it would harm Russia a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be clear, we don't want them to like save us.
Yeah.
We want them to help,
Yes.
because they need to know that they will be next. They really will be next. We are a European country, whatever like someone says, we are a European country. We have amazing children, we have amazing teenagers, we have people my age who are like so socially aware of what is happening, that they really deserve, you know, to do something good in this country. Like just like a little example, right? We have a Patreon account of one organization. It's like a charitable organization for the army, where like they spend this money on buying a lot of things that people need in the army, like to help them survive and stuff. And 3 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, 3 days ago, we got 20 million hryvnias on their account just by donating. And
Wow.
today, 48.
Wow. Oh, wow.
It's like it's more than $1 million.
Yeah.
And it was made just like by ordinary people.
Wow.
We're doing like our best, and I think this is a great example of that. A lot of people in my city, which was not bombed yet, at least, a lot of people in my city went like outside for a thing which is called teroborona, which is like someone who just like helps like going out on the streets and looking for something suspicious or something like that, and helping people and protecting the city. And a lot of cities did that, right? But like there are so many people who are willing to do that. We're so strong. We're just like, we're so aware of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
We're so like, we have this idea, you know, of independent Ukraine, and we're not going to sell it. That's the thing. We're going to die here. I know that we're going to die here, because like, we're not going to just like give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And he doesn't get it. He thought that he would just like bomb us at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., right? And we would be like, oh, okay, yeah, just take it. We're not going to do that. That's the thing.
It does feel very
shocked.
belittling. Yeah, it does feel very belittling of like, no one wants to be seen as like a victim, in that you don't want to be seen that like we need saving, because you have fought for your independence, and you want the help, you want the assistance, you want to be seen as, again, a part of the union, as someone worthy of helping and not dismissed. But also you like you said, you don't want to give Putin the satisfaction of thinking that it was easy to overtake Ukraine or anything, that it will
never be easy.
Yes.
It will never be easy for him, especially not after 2014.
Yeah.
Like really, it was such a big step for us. And we didn't even know we could do it, you know? Yeah. Like I remember this feeling that we were like, how did this happen? Like, okay, it's happened. Yeah. We're going with it, you know? And we had these principles, we had these ideas that we were going to like follow. And right now it's even more, you know, like it's even bigger, because like we're protecting our lands, our country, and we know what we're doing. We're not just like listening to some guy and attacking other country. No, we're protecting what's ours. We're protecting what we love. We love our language, our people, our streets, our cities, everything. Like we were born this way. Yeah, quote Lady Gaga, right? Yeah. And like I don't know what he expected. He like, if he really expected that we would be just like, okay, take it, like then he's even more stupid than I thought, because like he was never going to just take it. It's like there are a lot of like parts of Ukraine right now which are in like very big, I don't know how to call this, like it's a mess. Let's say it like that. Russia is shooting people,
Yeah.
Russia is shooting, bombing cities, right? But we're still fighting. Like we're fighting. And like when I woke up today and then my mom called me and said like, so our city is getting bombed and like the airport is like on fire. I was like, okay, maybe I will never see her again, you know?
Wow.
And my mom got cancer for the third time right now. And
Oh,
I'm kind
wow.
of used to that, to that feeling that maybe I will never see her again. But the thing is that right now it's different because if I can't do anything with cancer, right,
Hmm.
I can do something with that because cancer is not like controllable. But Putin is. That's the thing. He's unhinged, yes, but like war and all that stuff, like like someone can do something with that.
It doesn't have to occur. I think that
No.
like war only causes a loss of life and human suffering. I feel like most of the time, obviously there are always caveats, but I think that most of the time it's just so wildly unnecessary.
Yeah.
And I mean, what do you, I mean, I have so many questions. It's like, what do
You
you,
can
do
answer
you,
them all. It's
do you
okay.
see
If you have
yourself?
time.
Of course I do. I have all the time in the world for you. Do you,
I
do you
love
see yourself in any way feeling like you would want to flee the country, or do you see yourself as I am standing strong and I will
honestly,
fight the fight?
honestly, sometimes it occurs to me because like it's scary, and I'm close to Romanian border. I'm close to Polish border and like I actually like have the chance, but for now it's not an option, I guess. Maybe I cannot say what I will say in 2 days
Yeah.
because I don't know what will happen, of course. But like, I live with my boyfriend. We have a cat. We have a great life. We have like an apartment which we were, like we were putting furniture here, and everything was such love that I just like I can bear the thought of just like leaving it here and just like giving it up to some Russian soldiers or something. I just like it's so hard. And like again, we have a cat and we have to think about her, and like if we want to flee the country, it's like it's getting more complicated, and it's like it's a lot of thoughts in my head. And
Hmm.
like for now, no, like for now we're staying, we're doing the best we can, but I don't know what will happen in 2 days, honestly.
What do you think about, and this is probably the most obvious answer in the world, but what do you think about how the internet is reacting to this right now? Because we live in such a culture where people love to make jokes, they love to make memes, they
Mhm.
love to make light of all serious situations. And to be honest, I've seen just a lot of jokes about this. I've seen a
Really?
lot,
I haven't.
I've seen a lot of people like being like, "Oh no, World War III is happening, LOL." And
Okay.
how I know, and how does it's incredibly hurtful for me. I can't imagine being the one within the war. How does that, like, what do you think about that?
Well, first of all, I have a pretty healthy social media environment right now.
Hmm.
I can say it like that because I have only, like, right now, I have only Ukrainian stuff here, and I don't get any jokes, to be honest. Like,
Hmm.
I just don't see them even because there's so many, like, people who are anxious, people who are ready to fight, people who are sending messages, people who are sending news, and that's what I see. But as for the jokes, um, I like jokes, really. Like, I think I'm a pretty funny person. At least that's what my friends say.
I could
And
tell.
I like memes about harsh things, like I do love them. I'm gonna be honest. But like what is going on now, I'm okay with someone joking about it if they actually understand what's happening. If these are the jokes of the people who are just like, oh, I don't care, like I'm just going to make a meme out of it. Nah, nah, guys, it doesn't work that way. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you because I want people to understand that this is serious. I want people to understand that there are real people here in Ukraine and not just someone somewhere,
Hmm.
like that's why I'm talking about, like having a cat, having a life, because like you get it, guys, you have it too. And just imagine it being under the threat of being taken away constantly, constantly. Like this is horrible. This is like the worst thing in the world. I'm just like imagining the death of my friends and of my family all the time. And
Hmm.
I'm trying to just like keep it out of me, but it's not so easy. We live in that. And it's like, I have a friend who's in Kiev right now, and she is from Donetsk, and she's surviving that for the second time already, and it's horrible. It's just like, it's horrible. I don't know if I'm ever going to see anyone I love ever again. Like, if my boyfriend goes to like the forces, and which is like a pretty real option, because like we have to do what we can. To be honest, I'm considering doing it too. I'm 22, I have the right, if like, but like right now it's crazy. I don't know what to do. That's the thing. Like, I want to go fight. At the same time, I have so many responsibilities, including my mom, which like she's not really doing great, and like we have so many like friends and stuff, and like a cat. I'm sorry, I cannot stop talking about my
No, I
cat.
think
She's my child,
I think
and
that that's important to remind people again is it's easy to it's so strange. Like we're so connected. We can see everything that's going on in the world. The fact that I know, a lot of what you're saying already purely just because of Twitter, purely because of the internet, and I can see it happening. There are videos, there are live streams, everything. And yet somehow people still feel so detached from it. And somehow people
yeah,
still forget about the humanity within it of you are a person with a life that is being unrightfully taken from you and
yeah,
destroyed. And to put yourself as someone who's not in that situation, I thought about it all morning. I was like, it's quiet in my bedroom. I can go for a run outside without having any fear. I can
hmm,
live my day without being afraid that like everything around me is going to crumble. And it made me feel so desperately sad for what you're going through in a way that I'm like, I need to do something. And I think it is okay to combat really sensitive issues with humor because that's a natural thing. But I also
yeah,
think it's very important to remember it's real people, real lives, and this is a very
yeah,
real situation.
exactly. The fact that we are like far away from each other doesn't mean like we're near, that we are not real.
Yeah.
I can just say like cherish what you have, like think about it every day, because it was a funny thing. We went to Romania this weekend, and I bought some stuff that I really like from their shops, and one of them was this like yogurt with cookies.
Hmm.
And we were just sitting with my boyfriend in the kitchen. I was like, give me that yogurt. And he said, like, you were keeping it for something. I said, I can die tomorrow. I don't care anymore. Like, and this is how we should live, I guess. But like, it's hard with it, like routine and everyday stuff. But yeah, I finally got it today, I guess. I finally got it that I should eat what I want, do what I want, like
Hmm.
live the way I want, because like tomorrow probably will not come. And it's like, just I just want to give you a little bit of perspective. I'm on the calm side right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
on the in the calm city. Nothing is happening here.
Queen, you're handling this so well. Like you are poised, you are delivering your information with such confidence and honestly
Thank
such
you.
like courtesy. I could easily see, I mean, to your point about like the Russian people earlier, I can see how you can just be because you're in a crisis state right now that you're like somebody do something, don't allow this to happen. It's like watching someone in front of you get mugged and you just stand there and kind of like smile. It's like
Yeah.
you
And just
can't
like
do that.
filming that, and filming that and putting it on Instagram and saying, please stop it. That's how it looks like.
It's thoughts and
Uh,
prayers where everyone's just like thoughts and
yeah.
prayers.
No
It's
war. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, and it's like okay, I understand that you're kind of trying, but like at a certain point, it's
Yeah.
just it's action, it's understanding, it's empathy.
On the point of feminism, by the way, just like because I thought about it just now when we were talking about Russians, you know what I saw on the internet for the last few days? Messages from Russian men who were saying how they will treat women here. And I'm not going to get into details, but like let's say rape was like the simplest of all of them. That's how they see us, like we're just meat for them. And that's what I saw on the social media. And like, I have proofs of that. I have messages. I have friends who sent me that. They were just like, sending the messages to girls that like, we will do that and that to you. And I know that not all people like that, but come on, I cannot just ignore that. I
No,
mean, like,
it's
how could I?
totally. And oh
It's
my
just,
God.
yeah.
I can't.
I'm sorry for like upsetting you. I know
No.
that I
Oh, no,
did
no,
it
no. You do not worry about
so
me.
often.
Do not worry about me in the slightest. I am completely worried about you and want in any way to again like get this message out there.
Yeah.
And anyway, more so again, it's like the littlest thing I can do is just provide understanding and provide a platform
Mhm.
for your voice, your truth, your authenticity. You are
I'm
living
so
that.
I'm so grateful for that, to be honest. Like, I never thought it could happen because I'm basically just like an ordinary girl. It's just like, I'm not a journalist. I'm not like in the middle of something. I'm not in the government. I'm just like, I work in IT company. I live in a small city. I have a cat.
But see, you know what's funny is that like you just gave me chills because I've been wanting to call this series "Ordinary People,"
Okay.
not for the point that like everyone I'm interviewing is actually ordinary. I think it's ironic because I think everyone has an extraordinary story, and sometimes
Mhm,
people identify as ordinary, even though I think
mhm.
everyone is singular. Everyone is an individual. You say you're an ordinary person, but the way that you're speaking right now, the life that you're describing to me sounds nothing like ordinary.
You're going to make me cry today. I'm
I
so
already am on the
sorry.
verge too. I feel a connection with you. I
Ah,
I want to end this with what do you hope for your future and what do you hope for the future of Ukraine?
I hope they get out of here like as soon as possible. I hope they do not kill more of our people because they already did, and it's heartbreaking. I hope because of them, people will not take us from our homes and other stuff. I would say I hope for peace, but I don't think there can be a real peace, because we will never forgive them for what they did. Like, we will, if there was like history stuff which happened like in 19th century, 18th century, we didn't really have the opportunity to save all of that. But right now we have the internet, and because of the internet, we can save all of that, including our conversation, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
my tweets or something. So people in 100 years would see that, and there won't be like a field of opportunities for Russia to destroy it. No, like, we will have videos and people and tweets and Instagram posts and podcasts and like other stuff, right? And we will never forgive them for that. We just wanted a normal life. We never asked anything from them. We never wanted anything from them. We never were like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Like, there was nothing that we did to deserve that except for wanting to be ourselves, and that's
Mm-hmm.
it. And this is, again, brings me up to the topic that I said that you would understand what I'm talking about, right? Because we just wanted to be ourselves. We just wanted to have our nation, our flag, I don't know, like our streets, our songs, right? And they, in the USSR, they were taking everything from us. They were killing our poets, artists, others, and like they were killing them all just because they didn't want us to be like Ukraine. And right now we're still are, and they're still trying to destroy it. And I mean, like, when is it going to be enough for you? I mean, like, it's
Mm-hmm.
just so crazy because you were doing it for so long and you saw that you cannot. And
Mm-hmm.
like, can't you just like live peacefully? There are people dying of hunger in Russia,
Yeah.
and like, you do nothing about it, and then you just go and you want us to die. Like, what's the point of that? Just take care of your own people. You can be a great country. Like, and no one would say anything. And
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff that they're talking about, like, that it's all America, like only the USA is doing that, Ukraine is under the USA influence and other stuff. Yeah, USA is helping. Let's be honest. Like, we even had this joke that Joseph Biden was like the person who was the president of Ukraine, but like, it was a joke. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's so stupid. Like, we know that's stupid, but still.
Yeah.
And like, we are not under the influence of anyone except for you, you know? That's funny because like, no, we're by ourselves. Yes, we want to go to like the European Union. We want to be a part of NATO and other stuff, but like, it's not our I don't know. It's not who we are, you know?
Yeah.
We don't want to be a part of some other country. We just want to be our own country. We can be our own country. We proved it in the last 8 years. We really proved it because that's what we do. But I don't know, like, it's just they are continuing to do that, and I don't know if they will ever stop, if they ever stop. And I don't know. I mean, like, it's just a complete sense of vulnerability, and we're really hurt. Not because like, oh, how Russia could do it. No, like, we expected that. Come on. Like, we weren't, you know, like wearing pink glasses and thinking, oh, everything is going to be okay. Like, it was clear it wasn't. Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. It's just like, it's this sense of being a part of something big, which is awesome, you know, because like, you know that you have this inside of you and you know what you're fighting for, but at the same time you're fighting. And it's horrible, and it's like breaking my heart every single second, and like watching the news and thinking about it, it's just, it's hard. I don't know if I will sleep today, you know, because it's impossible to stop watching the news. I don't know if I can just like fall asleep knowing that I can not wake up, that I cannot kiss my boyfriend when I wake up, that I will never see my mom again or something. So I think, you know, like, if I don't go to sleep, maybe I will just, I don't know, just, I don't know. It just, it won't happen, I guess. I don't know. I'm smiling because that's my coping mechanism.
No, I know. And you're
I'm not smiling because it's funny.
You're doing this beautifully. And again, I deeply, deeply thank you for talking to me and explaining it to me and giving me more understanding, and hopefully some people watching and listening as well. And I wish for peace for you as well. And I wish for the future that you deserve and that you envision. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for talking.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. I deeply appreciate it. Again, this is so timely. This is so important. It feels incredibly surreal as someone even just living in the US, so I can't truly imagine what it's like to be in the country that this is taking place in. So my thoughts and all of my well wishes go out to Ukraine, to anyone that is trying to just find peace within this. That is the solution. That is the goal, is to have peace and to end this. If you enjoyed this conversation, definitely click the like button, leave a comment down below, join the conversation. There are plenty of other podcasts that I've done with interesting stories, so go give those a listen as well. I love you, and I hope you are all safe right now. So definitely go get a good night's rest. Drink a chilled glass of H2O. Get vaccinated if you can. Be peaceful. Spread love, and I will talk to you, or you will see me very, very soon. Bye.